Well, after some time, they're back again. Damon and Affleck. And I do mean Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Well, together they are back in a brand new Netflix film I had just finished watching a while ago called The Rip, which just came a few days ago. But is this new action packed crime drama flick worthy enough for some good action and thrills? Or is this one film that needs to be completely ripped to tiny pieces? Find out in this spoiler free review right now. Bad Days Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a spoiler free review of the 2026 action thriller flick The Rip from Netflix, written and directed by Joe Carnahan, who developed the story with Michael McGrail. The film stars Matt Damon and Ben Affleck as police officers within the narcotics unit of the Miami-Dade Police Department. The film also stars Stephen Yuen, Taya Taylor, Sasha Calais, Kalia Cynthia Moreno, Scott Atkins, and Kyle Chandler. Now, actually, this film was released on Netflix a week ago, so and well, apparently this film got decent response. The film is inspired by the true story of Miami-Dade County Sheriff Chris Cassiano. And, well, of course, it tells the story of a group of police officers who, during a raid on a hidden cash operation, find their trust broken down as team members suspect each other of trying to steal a large sum of cash. So, now, excuse me, everyone. Let's get into a little bit of this story. When Captain Jackie Velez of the Miami-Dade Police Department is murdered, suspicion falls on her specialized unit, the Tactical Narcotics Team, or TNT, amid rumors of crooked cops robbing drug houses. Her second in command, Lieutenant Dane DeMars, receives a tip about an address in Hialeah and leads his fellow detectives J.D. Byrne, Mike Rowe, Numa Baptiste, and Lowell Salazar to search the house for illicit money. When asked how much money, Dumars tells each member a different number. Excuse me again. Desi Malia, the late homeowner's granddaughter, reluctantly lets the team inside. There, they discover $20 million in drug cartel cash hidden in the attic. Dumars realizes the high risk associated with seizing such a large sum of money, thus disobeys standard protocol, refusing to notify higher command. He also confiscates the team's phones, although Rose secretly uses a burner phone. And after an uneasy encounter with local officers, the team arm themselves as they count the money on site per standard procedure. And Desi explains that she was instructed to offer a share of the money if the stash was discovered, and Dumars becomes suspicious after learning she was once a police informant. Now, that's all the story I will give to you. If you want to know the rest, you must see the movie. Now, for my thoughts on the Rip, I must say it wasn't too bad. It was pretty good. It kind of had me baffled a bit, which is kind of a bit of an issue I had with with the trust of between the police officers broken down as the members suspect each other of trying to steal the cash. But of the whole, I found it to be pretty action packed. It scored that my Clinton Shorter ended up being pretty good and what have you. Now, the reviews for the film were mostly decent to favorable. Rotten Tomatoes has a score of 81%, saying leveraging Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's classic chemistry to texturize a friendship tested by greed, the film tears into its pot boiler setup with compulsively watchable confidence. Mm-hmm. Metacritic has a score of 62, and Travis Andrews of the Washington Post gave this 2.5 out of 4 stars, describing it as fine genre fare, apt to please audiences who enjoy crime movies but more likely to disappoint others with cliches and overly long action sequences. Now, I gotta say, this, like I said, it wasn't too bad. Now, this film was produced by Affleck and Damon's company, Artists Equity, which, well, apparently, the project had been shopped around for a buyer, and Netflix purchased the rights to it. The contract between the production company and Netflix is notable because the streaming service agreed to pay a one-time bonus to the 1,200 people who worked on the film if the movie meets certain performance benchmarks within its first 90 days. And thus, well, so we're thinking it's gonna do it all right. I mean, it's already currently the top film on Netflix so far since its premiere last Friday. But as much as I want to say the action sequences were pretty good, but it's like I said, some of it's had some plot twists and what have you with the members of the police officers kind of getting a little broken down in their trust, as I've already said. But overall, I found this film to be pretty good. Please stand by. But still, this film does have a good cast. Matt Damon, well, plays the role of Dane Dumars. I gotta give him credit for what he did in the film. Ben Affleck as J.D. Byrne, he's good. Of course, Affleck and Damon are certainly no strangers to acting in a movie together. I mean, due to the fact that I've already mentioned this was produced by their artist equity company. Stephen Ewan played Mike Rowe. Tiana Taylor played Numa Baptiste. Sasha Calais played Desi Lopez. And let's see, Catalina Sandia Moreno played Lolo Salazar. Sky Atkins played Dale Byrne. And Kyle Chandler played Mateo Matty Nix. And Nestor Carbonell played Tom Vallejo. So anyway, and the rest of the cast is pretty good too. The director of the film was Joe Carnahan, who most people would know for directing films that mostly include cult classics like Smoking Aces and Narc, to a little more well-known films such as The A Team, The Gray, and Cop Shop. Of course, he also was writer for the Death Wish remake and Bad Boys for Life as well. So you gotta give him credit for that. So I will say he's does a pretty decent job on this. But with everything said, I think The Rip is a pretty good film in Wyoming. It's just that it had issues with an issue. I just felt like I had an issue with how the group of police officers, well, found their trust broken down and what have you with as they begin to suspect each other. That I was not aware. I seen the trailers. I thought it looked pretty cool. It still turned out to be pretty cool. But overall, I think this film's a pretty good film. I think you'll really enjoy it if you give it a shot. Check out The Rip. It's currently streaming on Netflix since it's one of their films. For my score, I'm going to give The Rip 4 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it an 8. I mean, it has a good cast. The story isn't too bad, despite what I've already said about my issues with some of the plot. And it does have a good score and good direction from Joe Carnahan. I think this film's pretty good. So, what did you think of the rip? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Please excuse me. Okay, everyone, now join me next time when I bring to you a review of Anaconda 3 Offspring. Yes, I'm going to continue the Anaconda franchise tomorrow. So if you like this, consider checking out my reviews for these other films. Here's two separate ones with the stars of this film. In the upper left-hand corner, you can see my spoiler-free review of Ben Affleck's recent hit of The Accountant 2 from last year. Or go to the upper right hand corner and you can check out my spoiler free review of a recent film Matt Damon was in, and that was the award winning Oppenheimer. Or go to the bottom left hand corner and see my review of a film that recently had its 15th anniversary last year, a film Joe Carnahan directed, and that was The A-Team from 2010. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.